1, 2, 3, the ends. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We actually did come at a good time. Hello, welcome to Shubenacadie Wildlife Park. We're going to be giving you a tour of the property and a few of the other sites and animals to see around here. My name's Kyle McMillan.
I'm Bryony Taylor.
I'm Hugh.
I'm Justin. So, come follow us today and we'll go see many interesting animals that you'll find local to Nova Scotia. Thank you.
Sorry.
You got a taste.
Hey, Bubba.
The white-tailed deer enclosure. The white-tailed deer are very typical to Nova Scotia, and they're called white-tailed because if we could scare them right now, they're a little adorable, but you'd see that they've got a long, bright white tail that will go right up in the air as they start hopping away. Deer are one of the larger animals in Nova Scotia, and they are generally between 150 to 180 pounds on the does and the males.
So behind me here we have the red deer. They're much bigger than the white-tailed deer, and they have a lovely swamp here to live in. They can weigh anywhere from 220 to 550 pounds, and they're native to Europe, Asia, and parts of Africa. They prefer open woodland habitats, kind of similar to what they have here, and they are herbivores, and they grow antlers annually, shedding them midwinter, so anytime soon.
Behind us we have the lovely cougars, which are found basically all throughout Canada, although they don't tend to come towards the eastern seaboard, and the closest they've been found is Maine and New Brunswick. They're characterized by being the biggest cat in Canada, carnivores. They eat just about anything they can come across, mainly birds, deer, pheasants, small critters, things like that. And as you can see, they are lovely animals, very pretty. You can see the other big guy up there just bathing in the sun, having the time of his life. They are amazing animals and receive full protection under the Nova Scotia Animal Wildlife Control Act.
Hello guys, right behind me is we have what we call the swift fox. Now the swift fox earned its name swift because it can run 50 kilometers per hour because of its size. It's really small, so it can really run fast. It's actually an endangered species now due to hunting and habitat loss. And as for their kittens, they usually swift fox move from different nests to avoid parasites spreading all over their little kittens. That's the swift fox right there.
So here we have some reindeer getting ready for Christmas Eve. They're just feeding, getting some energy. They're also known as caribou, which is derived from the Mi'kmaq word kalapu, which means snow shoveler. They can range from any color from white, gray to brown, and they actually used to be found in Nova Scotia, but locally have been extinct since the early 1900s. So here we have the Sable Island ponies. They're from Sable Island, which is 180 miles southeast of Halifax, and here at Shubenacadie Wildlife Park and Sable Island are actually the only two places you can find these. They're smelling lovely right now.
These were a very interesting horse for settlers in Nova Scotia because of their size. They're very small, so they were able to fit into places you wouldn't normally want to have a horse, such areas like coal mines in Cape Breton and New Brunswick. They would have been very highly valued for this purpose because they're still as strong as a horse.
If it's good.
Hugh.
Oh, it just says Canada's national emblem for over 3,000 years.
Hello guys, Here behind me, I don't know if you can see it, is an animal called the bighorn sheep. It's one of the largest mountain sheep found in Canada, the other one being the Dall sheep. There are actually two kind. For the male ones, for the bighorn sheep, they're called the rams. And the other ones, for the females, they're called the ewe. Their horns are about 14 kilograms, so it's pretty heavy. This sheep actually have good instincts on detecting predators and danger, so that's probably why he's up there on the mountaintop trying to avoid us.
So as you see behind us, ladies and gentlemen, we have the bobcat, which is really confused and mixed up with the bay lynx, lynx cat, bobcat, wildcat, red lynx cat, and a whole bunch of other variations on the name. But as you can see, compared to your average lynx, it actually has smaller legs and smaller paws. Its diet really consists of mainly snowshoe hare and other small rodents. Has been known to eat insects, but not usually. This beautiful little kitty is found all throughout southern Canada and has been natural to Nova Scotia for basically forever, but only gained access to Cape Breton in 1955 with the construction of the causeway.
And here behind us is the lynx, not to confuse with the bobcat. The lynx is Nova Scotia's most common wild feline. It looks like a very large cat, but it actually only weighs between 9 and 12 kilos. Like, it's not very big. They've got long silken fur, and that makes them look a lot bigger and tougher. But their diet mostly depends on snowshoe hares. They'll also eat grouse, partridge. They'll also eat mice and squirrels. They'll team up and they'll go after a wolf kill, like moose or deer, but usually they're too small to do that.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, behind us you see the most Canadian animal known to man, the majestic moose. Weighing fairly over a ton, these things mainly are herbivores and have a diet of just leaves, brush, grass, things of that nature. For the most part, they all are solitary, but the mothers will nurse and keep their calves with them for up to about 3-4 months. They are the tallest and the heaviest animal you're going to find in Canada, and you don't want to run one of these things over. It'll run you over sooner. If you see one, stay far away, except for this lovely case where we have this goofy little fella who's just licking his chops.
Alright, here we have the red fox. He's cozied up there on his little perch. The red fox are very similar to the swift fox and the Arctic fox. The red fox are more local to the Maritimes and more southern areas not really southern, central and southern areas in North America. They go into a semi-hibernation during the winter, so they'll go into a really deep sleep, and after a few days or a few weeks, if it warms up a bit, they'll wake up, they'll become active, they'll go hunt for more food, and then they'll go back to sleep. Most of what they eat is small mice, rats, voles, shrews, little rodents that if they can find nests, they'll eat eggs and they'll eat the birds as well.
So here we have the fisher. It is almost midday and he is sleeping, which is an accurate description of my life. Now over to Hugh to give the details.
Now the fisher is only about 3 feet tall. They only have a lifespan of 7 years. They are very swift and agile, and they're very good tree climbers. Despite their names, they don't actually hunt or eat fish. They eat birds and rabbits and sometimes little insects. Yeah, that's about it.
And here we have another iconic Canadian animal, the Arctic wolf. The Arctic wolves are generally formed tight, close-knit family packs with an alpha male and an alpha female. They mate for life. They prey on large prey such as moose, caribou, or deer, but they'll also have no problems picking up an easier meal like a rabbit or snowshoe hare. They give birth to litters of about 6 to 7 pups at a time, and the pups born blind, floppy-eared, stubby nose, little ugly things, and they turn into a beautiful wolf.
And over here right beside the Arctic wolves, we have the gray wolves, which are basically the Arctic wolves, but they're more based around family. Their packs are usually 7 to 14, and the alpha male is distinguished by being the strongest and the largest. And the gray wolves actually mate for life. So they have the same diet as the Arctic wolves, weigh about the same. The only difference is that they're gray and they're more family animals.
Come on, tour group, stay together.
So the furry little guys you see running around behind me are actually the American mink. They are closely related to other weasels and especially ferrets. Basically, they have the same attributes as the ferret. They've got small, snake-like bodies, short legs, and when they run, they tend to run in this little U shape and go whoop, boop, 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 boop. It should be noticed that minks are what our mink fur coats are made out of. Now that's atrocious, because who would want to ever harm these adorable little rascals?
So here we have the beavers, which is the largest rodent in North America. They're recognized by their orange enamel teeth, flat, large tail, and webbed behind feet. They usually weigh around 20 kilograms, and they're found across North America, and they're very common in Nova Scotia. They're herbivores, so they eat barks of trees, and the slap of the tail in the water means that they're signaling danger. Fun fact, beavers are Canada's national emblem, and they have been for over 3,000 years. So here we have the porcupine, just up here. They're commonly found in mixed forest areas, and they're herbivores, so they eat buds, needles, pine needles, small twigs. They require resistant materials to chew on to keep their permanently growing front incisors from getting too long. They den together in large groups during the winter. And fun fact, they stamp their feet and shake their tail to ward off predators.
So, here we have the majestic symbol of, well, American freedom is one, and some people might be wondering why it's caged. Well, these birds have actually ran into problems in the local area, and they've all been injured or been too familiar with people, so they've had to be rehabilitated and fixed up. None of these birds are actually able to be reintroduced to the wild. They've been far too used to humans, and they would just end up being a pest or they'd get injured again. But the bald eagle here is one of the larger birds of prey we have. It's a seabird of prey, and it is also a scavenger. They'll eat whatever they can find washed up on the shore, and they will also hunt for their own fish. Their wingspan can be about 12 feet long.
Alright, so behind us we have the bear enclosure. The bears are currently in hibernation in that lovely styled little cave of theirs. But what is noticeable is that the park about 2 or 3 weeks ago did lose one of its two of its longest standing residents, the two black bears, Ginger and Cinnamon, who lived here for about 23 years. And 23 years is actually a lot longer than any bear would live ever in the wild. They lived a good life, but, you know, it happens. It's really sad, but we say bye to Ginger and Cinnamon. Go.
So here we have the red-tailed hawk. Actually, the females are usually bigger than the males. They're commonly found throughout North America and the Caribbean. They hunt rodents and prefer open woodland areas. And actually, their scream are what is used in most Hollywood movies for birds of prey.
They run in small groups, and they are very tasty.
Bitch better have my horns.
I gotta mute this.
Oh, kill him. Girl.
I went to the dentist to get my teeth.
Alright, I'm ready.
Where are they located?
Nobody should ever want to harm these adorable little rascals. This is the serious part of the tour, where I talk to you about animal conservation. No. So, what else they do is... I'm gonna stop.
So here we have the beavers, which are the largest rodents in North America.
Except for some of the immigrated ones, like Bryony.
We miss you! As you can see, Justin Swan with his family, right here. They're so happy to see you.
Do you notice the smell?
Yeah, it smells like shit.
That's fox.
Around 20 kilograms.
And right here we have the endangered Caribbean species of the Nigel. Only found on the Isle of Dominica.
The end. Yeah. 0.4 feet.